another Chef Sawyer Sunday. I'm so happy to have everybody joining me today. We got a very special video because we're moving into that time of the year. It starts to get a little chilly outside, pumpkin picking, Halloween's coming up, Thanksgiving. So I got a great fall favorite for us, and it's a Chef Sawyer original. So here I'm just gonna be making a very simple fried brie. So I have my nice wheel of brie here and the standard breading procedure: breadcrumbs, flour, and egg wash. We're gonna be making a cranberry chutney to go on top of it. So I just have the basics: some cranberry, some citrus, a little bit of onion and sugar, some vinegar. And this is gonna be a party pleaser for any occasion you go to for the next 5 months. All right, let's get to it. First order of business, what takes longest? Making our cranberry chutney. So we're gonna go ahead and finely dice an onion. We're not even gonna do the whole onion. We're just gonna do half. Go ahead, take your onion, cut it in half, peel away the skin. You guys know the drill. We've done this a few times before. You've seen other YouTube celebrity chefs do it. I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Perfectly small diced onion, boom, 30 seconds or less. First thing first about our cranberry chutney, we're just gonna take a little bit of neutral oil. I have vegetable in this case, and we're gonna start sweating out our onions. Now, even though this is gonna be a savory application, the onions is gonna add a great deal of flavor for our chutney. Next up for our chutney, we're just gonna need the zest. I was gonna say the juice and the zest. Next up for our chutney, we're just gonna need the I can't say it. No, I was gonna say the Zeus. Next up for our chutney, we're just gonna need the zest and the juice of a lime and an orange. The citrus and the cranberries work very well together, and this is gonna add a nice wholesome flavor. You wanna make sure you're not scraping too far down into the white, because that part is called the pith. It's very, very bitter, and it will make your dish taste not great. A lot of times in cooking, things have complementing flavors, the sweet and the sour. So that's why it's a very common pairing that you'll do sugar and acid, like a vinegar or a citrus juice. Once your onions have been cooking for a few minutes and they've become soft and translucent, add your fresh cranberries. And I'm gonna take a couple cups of water just to get everything submerged. Put this on a high heat and let it boil down and start to reduce. To our cranberries, I'm gonna go ahead and add our fresh citrus zest, the lime and the orange. I'm gonna add about 1.5 cups of white sugar. It seems like a lot, but this is what a chutney or a jam or a jelly really is: mainly fruit and sugar with a little bit of flavorings and spices inside. I have a splash of white vinegar. I'm gonna add the juices of the orange and the lime that I zested. Boy, if you guys have a cut anywhere on your hand, this task will surely let you know about it. We're actually just about done already. Seasoning is gonna be just a little pinch of cloves. Not much. Cloves is very strong, but we kind of like that in the savory sweet combination. A little bit of cinnamon, just for flavoring. The cinnamon and the cranberry chutney on top of that crunchy, melty brie, oh my gosh, you can't beat it. And then, as with everything, just a little bit of salt and pepper to season. And now our cranberry chutney is actually completed. We're just gonna let it cook down and become thick and syrupy, and it's done. Let's go ahead and bread our cheese and get ready for frying. So a fun fact about cranberries and how they're harvested is, if you've ever seen how they're harvested, they have huge fields filled with water and all the cranberries are on top. And the reason why they do that is because the cranberries are hollow. There's an air pocket on the inside and they actually float. So what happens is they'll set up perimeters around the cranberry field, they'll shake all of the trees and let the cranberries fall to the ground, and then they flood the fields with water, and all of the dirt and sticks and leaves fall to the bottom, and all of the cranberries float to the top. And then at the end, they just have to come in with a net and scoop them all, and it makes for a nice, quick, efficient harvest. Standard breading procedure is always the same. It's named aptly so. Standard breading is how it should always be, maybe 95% of the time unless you're doing something special. And what standard breading procedure means, we have seasoned flour, egg wash, and seasoned breadcrumbs. So what egg wash is just gonna be a little bit of milk with an egg beaten inside, and this will help the breadcrumbs stick to your product. Mix it up, and now this is our egg wash. And now it's very important you season your breadcrumbs and your flour. Now you can go as crazy as you'd like, garlic powder, paprika, cayenne, but for this application for fried cheese, I'm just gonna go ahead and do salt only because the cranberry chutney on top is gonna be so flavorful. We just wanna have a nice pure cheese flavor to complement it. And here's my hidden secret. To really help boost this dish to the next level, I have some walnuts here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give these a nice chop until they're in small pieces. And the walnuts are gonna go into the breadcrumbs, and they're gonna get fried as part of the breading on the cheese. And now you can substitute the walnuts with pecans, with almonds, with pumpkin seeds, whatever nut you got around the house. But it really just feels like some sort of nutty, earthy element belongs in this dish. And they make a great addition in the breadcrumbs. They get nice and crispy when you fry them. And now I'm just gonna take this and throw it in here with our breadcrumbs. Make sure the salt's not sitting in one pile. We like even incorporated food here. And I'll mix up our finely ground breadcrumbs with our chopped up walnuts. And now it's gonna be as simple as this. We're gonna take our brie cheese, the whole wheel. This stuff is delicious. If you've never had brie, oh my gosh, go try it. Get it at your local supermarket. It's nice and soft, melty, velvety. And as with any standard breading procedure, it's gonna be the same every time. Boom, into the seasoned flour, into the egg wash. Make sure you get it nice and coated. I'm gonna take a handful of breadcrumbs. I'm gonna put this down inside and then drop the breadcrumbs on top. Pat it down, make sure it's all adhering well. I'm gonna take the edges and roll it up. And now I'm gonna go back one more time. I'm gonna do the double dipper. Back into the egg wash, throw it around, and back into the breadcrumbs one more time. You see this cheese is so soft and melty. You can get away with the one coating, that's for sure. But in the fryer, if your breadcrumbs don't hold up, then your cheese will melt and just disappear entirely. So as you can see, this has plenty of breadcrumbs on there. It's got plenty of walnuts on there. And we're about to fry this up, and it's gonna be ooey gooey deliciousness. Here's about what your guys' wheel of cheese should be looking like once it's fully coated. This is exactly what your cranberry chutney should look like in its middle stage. The cranberries are starting to cook down and get soft. The liquid is starting to reduce and it's bubbling and becoming a little thick and syrupy, and that's exactly where we want it. The cranberry chutney has properly thickened up. It's been cooking and reducing for approximately 45 to 50 minutes, and it looks great. It tastes great. I went ahead and tasted it. I adjusted it for its salt and sugar levels, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and cool it down. Once it gets a little colder, that's when it'll thicken up a bit more and the overall consistency will be better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it out onto this plate. And the reason why I'm gonna cool it down on the plate is because there's more surface area and it's gonna cool quicker instead of the middle staying nice and hot while the outside gets cooled. I have my cheese here breaded and ready to fry. The oil is heating up slowly, and then I went ahead and took the cranberry chutney out of the freezer, and it's a perfect room temperature. This is how you'd want to serve it. You can see it thickened up really well. It's nice and jelly-like. It holds its body. We're just about ready to fry the cheese and go into Flavor Town, baby! I have the breaded cheese wheel here, and we're just gonna go ahead and lower it gently into the hot oil, and we're gonna let that fry for approximately 2 to 3 minutes until it's golden brown and crispy. All right, our cheese is looking nice and browned and crispy. It's a little melty, be careful with your tongues. And then you're just gonna go ahead and take it and put it right on a paper towel so that the excess oil can drip off, so it's not greasy. Here we have our nice, crispy, delicious fried brie. And guys, any soft melting cheese is great. You can substitute it with a camembert or a goat cheese is excellent as well. And there's no better cracker for the job than just some good old-fashioned Ritz. You could use whatever cracker you prefer, but for me, there's no better combo. You just go ahead and decorate around the rim like that. People at parties love this kind of stuff. And here we go with our nice thickened up cranberry chutney. And I throw that right on top. And now some people may say, won't the cranberry chutney get the breadcrumb a little soggy? And you know, it could. It absolutely could. But people at your event are gonna eat this so quick, there will be no time for it to. No spoon necessary. I'm just gonna take my cracker and go ahead and cut right into it. You might need a secondary cracker in support here. We got our nice melty cheese, some cranberry chutney, some of that crispy crunchy breadcrumbs, and you can see it oozing out there. The smell is unbelievable. Oh man, this is great. So I just created this one year when I was going to a family Thanksgiving potluck party, and everybody loved it. And ever since, it's been a family favorite. So guys, go ahead and give this one a try at home. Present it to everybody for Thanksgiving. And I wanted to thank you guys. That's what I'm thankful for this year, is everybody who supports me. Have a lovely fall season. I'll see you guys next week. Cut.